Live stream for Friday the 13th.
Should we do 3 more passes?
Dun dun
Should we do 3 more
dun.
passes?
Yeah, you had some back here.
I don't know where they are.
Oh geez. Yeah, you only take 3 the next time.
Okay.
Another wonderful morning. It started with a beautiful hike, didn't it, Jeannie? We got in our 4 miles before I spilled Jeannie's full cup of coffee and all that good stuff.
Uh-oh. Did you have to make her another one?
I did make her another one. That's the benefit of having...
didn't-
You know who said, like, Jeannie gave me, like, a little bit of a hard time about the coffee maker.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then,
I did.
like, 2 nights ago, she's like... Oh my God, I love that coffee maker.
I do. Because I hated cleaning out, dealing with the filters and, like, cleaning the grinds.
Do we have,
and,
we have to have lens cleaning strips somewhere. Where are those? Go grab them and I'll clean both of our glasses.
my glasses are fine. So, but I do. I love it because to clean it, it's so easy. You just dump and rinse. And there are no coffee filters, right? You don't deal with...
No. I mean, like, we have to clean
Here's
it,
my new
like,
cup of
once
Joe.
Patrick, I have one here.
Here's my cup of Joe. So Patrick made me a new cup because I was like, you
I
know...
didn't even have to make you a cup. I gave you a shot of espresso and another little bit of milk.
What? That's what this is?
Yeah.
I don't, but I like a cup of coffee.
Drink it. Tell me if it's all right.
It's really tasty. I never...
How
I mean,
spoiled is she?
50. I was 50 when I became a coffee drinker.
Now, like, as a business owner, there's part of you that's got to worry a little bit. You're like, oh no, but I'm like, it's just back to pre-pandemic busyness. Like, we just, and if you all can't tell, because I've been saying it all week, like, I was like, it's funny, right after spring break, I'm like, I'm officially burnt out. Like, I was struggling. I'm still struggling a little bit. I'm like, okay, head down, get to the climbing trip, climb some big walls, get the head clear, come back, do the quilt show, plan the next trip. Like I said, pre-pandemic lifestyle, not work. So anyways, this morning was hectic.
Yeah, we did. We started out with a walk and...
She's cruising. Like this walk used to kind of crush her because there's a big hill.
There's 2 big
And
hills. I was like, I look
only
at it, I
waited
go,
for like 30
there's
seconds.
my arch nemesis. And it's, because it's a big one. That's like, how big do you think that hill is? It's big.
Really good.
There's 2, like, the first hill is like nothing anymore.
We climb 1,000 feet,
Yeah.
648 feet, like from the start of the hill to the top of the hill.
And then...
But it's like 2 breaks. It's like a hill, and then hey, get down.
Here, baby boy.
So Momo is here today. If anybody wants to come see Momo, he'll be here until probably about 2:40.
His mom had more puppies. If anyone wants...
There's like, and it's funny because there's a puppy.
You have to go to Tennessee to pick him up. But if you want a menace,
A nemesis?
if you want a menace, I'm making up my own words today, then you can go get one of his siblings, and they don't even know who the dad is. Because there were 2 dogs
Well,
involved.
they're having them genetically tested so that they'll have official papers shortly. Well-regarded breeder, beautiful dogs, but remember you are getting a breeder known. She has champion dogs, which is great, but she's also a breeder of known working dogs.
Yeah, not
like
store
a known
dogs.
breeder of active working dogs.
Not store dogs. Not meet and greet.
And they're big. Like Momo's 60 pounds now.
But so fantastic. So, yeah.
Are there any online classes for My New Triumph? Have we not scheduled Donna's?
You know what, Donna? I don't know. Does it need to be
She's
online?
in Bishop.
You're in Bishop. I will, I'll call you today and we'll set something up. So let me.
So the answer is yes. We'll do your complimentary
Surger 1.
class, Surger 1 class, and Surger 2 class via Zoom, or you can come and do them in the store. Although in store, we try to do them with at least 2 people.
With only 2 people. So Donna Anderson.
Once again, one of the benefits, really unique to A1 is that, you're only learning like with like machines. And small class environment, even if we do Zoom. So,
I just need to make sure. I think I have, Donna, all your information. I just want to make sure.
it's definitely in the register. And
Okay.
I have her text and all that stuff. So we have it.
Okay, perfect.
So, what do we have to talk about?
We have nothing. Yeah, it might be short and sweet.
There was something today where I was like, we need to be done right at 10, but I can't remember why.
Just make sure.
We were late this morning, so I got home. I spilled Jeannie's coffee all over the blue upholstery of our kitchen chairs. So there was, I can attest that Fred's Fine Cleaning Products is amazing.
They're the best. I can't stop thinking about this Scan and Cut and IQ Designer. I have another super exciting project coming up. Scan and Cut and IQ Designer. So, and then if you don't have those, we can digitize for you. We'll digitize a design for you. Yeah, I don't have anything too exciting. Let's just, we will do a giveaway with the question of the day.
We were talking about this on the hike this morning. So, just to reiterate, because it is a phenomenal percentage of our calls regarding machines. When your thread is bunched up on the bottom, it is not your bobbin. It is your upper thread. Like, it's a tug of war between your upper thread and your lower thread. And so, I mean, we've been talking about this really forever, but it is a phenomenal number of calls.
It is the number one problem.
And so when you see that bunched up thread on the bottom or loops on the bottom, it generally means that something is wrong on top. Now, there are problems that can cause that. Burrs in the hook. There are other issues that can cause similar symptoms. But 9 times out of 10, when there is a problem on the bottom of the fabric, it is the upper thread that is the problem, that is the challenge. And so the reason I mentioned this is Jeannie was calling me yesterday, and yesterday, for whatever reason, was a threader day. We saw 2 machines in the store with bad threaders, and then we had a bunch of calls about threaders. And, Phyllis, it felt like Friday the 13th to me all week.
It was like combination Groundhog Day, Friday the 13th. You'd like sit up and it'd start just all the same.
It'd just start all over again.
Poor Patrick.
Well, it wasn't like that. I mean, it was just the normal stuff. I was just tired for one day. I had had enough of
Shenanigans.
other people's nonsense. So
Better watch out, ladies.
So the reality is this: like, if you take a machine home from service, that machine has gone home thoroughly tested. Now, that is not to say that we are infallible. Like, we had a woman that came back with a machine that was experiencing a symptom, and we tried to reproduce the symptom once the service was done, and we weren't able to do it. And quite frankly, this is what she told me. She went home and literally intentionally sewed to create the problem, to see if she could recreate the problem. And she was able to recreate the problem under very specific circumstances. But when she came back, and it was kind of a weird problem. Like, she literally was saying that the fabric was falling out of her take-up lever.
fabric falling
or
out thread?
the thread was falling out of her take-up lever.
I have that happen if I'm right at the very beginning and it doesn't catch.
Well, so what happened to her was when she came back and we were looking at the machine, we couldn't recreate the problem while she was here. Much to her frustration, we sewed a bunch, but one of her check springs was actually broken. And so we replaced the check spring. We haven't heard from her since. So, well, like I said, I acknowledge, if you're having a problem, and we can't figure it out over the phone after we service a product, it's something that I want to see because we're not infallible. We service 3,000 machines a year. A machine or two a year squeaks through. And I mean, when I say a machine or two, it's it's literally, it's less than 5 a year that end up coming back with a problem that we haven't fixed. But common calls are, I'm having this problem, it's bunching up underneath. 9 times out of 10, it's missed take-up lever. The other thing that we'll hear all the time is my threader doesn't work again. The guys literally test that threader 10 times. And if it misses one of those 10 times, if it's not 10 out of 10, they go back to work until they get it 10 out of 10. So there's a lot of testing that goes into these machines before it goes home. And so,
but what I didn't know is if you've missed the take-up lever and you get that bird's nest underneath on the fabric side, then that can cause the threader not to work.
So there's a certain necessary tension to the threader working. Like if you pull the thread down and across the hook and there's no tension on that thread, or if that thread path is slightly different, then there's not enough tension. I mean, you're talking about something that's a fraction of a millimeter, and there's not enough tension on that thread to grab that hook that pulls it back through the eye of the needle. It'll drop that thread and it won't work. And so Jeannie was talking to me yesterday about somebody who'd had a machine serviced and was experiencing the bird's nest and saying also that her threader wasn't working. And I mentioned to Jeannie that threader not working is also indicative of that issue. Rethreading from the beginning is always a great idea. And then needle up, needle down is one of those things that everybody seems to forget.
Yeah. So
it's not always in the correct position. I know we had a conversation where you were like, I almost never do needle up, needle down.
I do in the very beginning.
Right.
But if I have a threading issue or something like that, I always do a needle up, needle down. So
it's amazing how many times needle down, needle up also fixes that problem. And the reality is if you're not doing needle down, needle up between attempts and you're trying to thread
you just keep
incorrect position needle, you're going to damage the threader. And what happens is it'll deflect. It'll miss the eye and it'll either accordion, it'll get crushed, or it'll bounce to either side. And this is not I hope nobody is seeing this as me scolding anybody. This is me essentially saying, what I always tell folks when they call me, especially after they've picked up a machine from service and they're experiencing an issue. And it's literally, I'd say 98 times out of 100 when somebody does bring a machine in like that we've serviced within a couple of weeks and we sew on it, we can't really duplicate the issue. So, what you have to ask is, what am I doing differently than what they did in the store? And I don't want anybody to feel like we won't help you because we'll always take another look at the machine. You do have that guarantee. We will make sure the machine is right. But to save you the frustration of driving back and stuff like that, there are little steps like that needle down, needle up that make a big difference. And so...
Well, she told me she would call me back. I was like, unthread it all. Start from the beginning, and I want you to start with a needle down, needle up, because everything will be in the proper place. And she goes, okay. And she goes, I'll call you back if it's still
log into Facebook.
If it's still having that problem. And then I never
log
heard
into
from
Facebook.
And then I never heard from her again, which makes me go, that fixed it. And that can be the easiest fix of all. is just doing that needle down, needle up, and rethreading. So,
I want to see if there are any problems. It looks like we were dropping frames.
Will
you make sure
Patrick,
we're live?
I am going there. Here. Sorry, guys. I heard everything. I was working on it. So, we were going to give out some more passes. So, hopefully you're going to be able to join us for the quilt show. It's going to be a ton of fun. You can look for fabric, machines, whatever it is you're interested in. Hi, Miss Sage. And then on top of this, we'll throw in some thread sets too. So these are going to be the thread sets. I have another one, and these are, I think we'll have given them all away. But this again is Color Play from Dime. And this one's so perfect for spring, isn't it? And it's got the variegated one in there too. This one is blues. Blues are my favorite. And then this one is going to be Bright's Quartet, and this is the vintage. So the vintage is going to have a matte look. It's still polyester. It's still going to be embroidery thread, but it has a matte look. So if you ever want to do something that looks a little more...
We have a lot of that in the store, too.
We do carry this. So we have this in the store. So if there's ever something, there's ever a project that you want to do where you don't want it to be all shiny and bright, maybe you're doing something that's like cross stitch, or you just don't want it to have that glossy sheen, but you want to use embroidery thread and not cotton, because you can embroider with cotton thread. You just want to slow it down and maybe anticipate you might have some thread breakage there.
You'll have more breakage.
You've got these. I know. Aren't these pretty colors, Miss Patty? And
we have quite a selection of those.
Yeah, they come in 4 sets. I mean, how do you ladies feel about this? Should we, you know what? No, we're not carrying it.
Too much stuff.
We have too much stuff. Patrick told me I have to stop shopping so much, so we can't have those in the store. But we do have them, and I can always special order stuff for you.
This is going to be a comment sold. So I have had a couple people ask about comment sold.
Yeah.
So the focus right now, just to address that, we will do that. There's a lot of prep going on right now. The new website is very close, so we have some action items that hopefully we'll finish this weekend, and then that stuff will get pulled over.
We should just stop talking about it until it's done.
But either just before we make the switch to the new website, we'll do comments sold, or we'll wait until we have the new website, because there's some integration with that stuff that needs to happen.
Yes,
and,
I do, Rolo. Rolo asked if we have variegated red, white, and blue, and we do. I have it in the Mirage, which I think some people used on their red, white, and bloom, and I also have it in, I've got to check and make sure it's in stock, but we have Isacord too.
This is really weird, but is anybody, I'm allergic to my own scabs.
Doesn't that sound gross?
But it means like when I get a scratch and I get like a little scab, like it becomes like a bigger issue, because like
that's autoimmune, right?
Like, I guess like it was like your brother used to always be like, dude, you're like, you always get infections. It's not like I'm like, is anybody here allergic to their own scabs?
You know what?
Just, like,
you know what
really
I'm allergic
weird.
to? I'm allergic to the cold. Isn't that crazy?
She'll get hives and stuff.
Yeah, wherever, like if I go to Lake Tahoe and I put my feet in the water, like wherever the water hits and it's really cold water, I'll get hives there. And or if I go out in the cold and I'm like bundled up, but not all the time. Isn't that crazy? I just didn't even know, but I talk to people now.
Cheryl, you're allergic to your own scabs too.
Cheryl is too.
Cheryl, I feel like anytime we talk about an ailment, you're like, me too.
You and Cheryl are like two peas in the pod.
It's like,
Gwen's allergic to the cold too. It's so. And I thought it was the strangest thing, and then one day
it was
I
like
came
a couple
back,
of years ago.
and I Googled it, and there's all of this information about people who are, and they say that, if people who are allergic to cold, if you go into like really cold water, you can go anaphylactic. So There's no reason for me to go in
Therefore,
the water.
she's never jumping in the creek again.
Never jumping in. I don't like water to begin with, and cold water.
You know what's super weird right now is the water. Kai and I were talking about it yesterday. We rode mountain bikes after work, and the water's already so warm. Like, normally this time of year, the water is the water's so cold, but it's not. Like, we rode through a creek yesterday, and it's like summer warm. It's just somewhat disturbing.
Yeah, it's all a little worrisome.
Like, I have a friend going climbing today where there was like 1.5 feet of snow from this last storm, and he's like, it's all gone. Like, it melted yesterday.
So we need a good question of the day. I don't think we came up with one.
How about we just do a giveaway? 3 people.
You are just getting we're just doing a giveaway. So you just need to make a comment. We pull your name, and then I don't know. Maybe
I know it can be frustrating for people when they get picked, and then
we did
they've answered the question, but you know they've answered the question, but they haven't.
Wait.
You know, the question that comes up on the comment pickers is like, hello.
Should we just have them tell us what we could do to improve this store?
We just told them that we weren't going to ask them a question.
But you could. We'll just give it away to anybody this time. But, you know, I always like it to be like some kind of marketing that helps us improve in some way and be a better store for you. So, is this just going to be like this is what's wrong with A1? You know what? That's important sometimes.
They're like, I came into the store and Patrick seemed like he'd had enough.
Sometimes
I like literally like at the beginning of the week, I had a couple people I was like, yeah. No, it's not. You need to carry more fabric.
Oh God, I love that.
See, that's me from earlier this week.
We're gonna do a winner with just whatever comments. But if you want to just give us a broad, and you know, just a broad, what can A1 do to be a better store? That would be great.
So yeah, that's always an interesting question. I was telling Jeannie today we should, just because I like the name, we should eat at Walk and Roll.
So there's a little food truck.
We have a new food truck
set up next to us, and so we were thinking about kind of checking it out. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for us today. I'm hoping to get a lot done this weekend.
So the general consensus is
You're funny.
What did I say yesterday? That was so funny. About how I don't want to go home and do that too.
What? Share with me?
No. That's like, you know, so this came up like as to why I might not want to share. And I'm like, you know what it is?
Only child syndrome.
It has nothing to do with that. It is, I go fill up a glass of water and I fill up exactly how much I want to drink.
I take baby sips.
And I grab an orange, which is exactly what I want to eat. And then she takes what she wants.
1 or 2 slices. And a baby sip.
And then
I'm worth it.
I have to either settle.
Ladies, am I worth
Or I have
1
to
or
go
2
fill
slices?
it up again. It makes my job twice as hard.
Baby, you can ask. I was like Violet, and Violet's like, you just barely even take a sip. I barely take a sip.
How often does Violet?
They do not need to,
Patrick,
they do not need to listen to us argue about this.
So anyways,
Betty, maybe we'll start we'll have a like a food truck kind of thing. A1 vacuum sewing. That's what we'll do when Patrick and I retire. We're gonna have an A1 vacuum and sewing van, and we are gonna travel around the country, and we are gonna come to your place.
You know, there are all those people that just do quilt shows. They
We
like
are not
leave
doing
the
that.
quilt show here and then go to the next quilt show. And at one point I was saying
It's
to the
like
guy,
being in the circus.
well, that's what I said to the guy. I was like, it's kind of like being a carny. And the guy looked at me funny and I was like, I didn't mean it like that. Like,
I have that hoop for you, Stephanie, if you need it. And
quick, give him a glass of water. What did come up yesterday. There was something else I was going to say, though. And
Anna, I did see your message about that video cutting out at 37 minutes. And guess what? I went on my computer to listen to it and figure out where that was because I did 2 videos. So I was thinking I could send you the second video. And my speaker's broken on my computer, so we're going to be dealing with that today.
We're going to be on the phone with Lenovo today. But so this is what I was going to say. So the consensus in the store regarding the 21st. So our hours on the 21st are going to be reduced. So we will be open on the 21st from 11 to 4, not 10 to 4. It may be that somebody's here, but the guys are going to be running the shop. And so Dax couldn't work until 11. So we're just going to open it at 11. And that way nobody is like super stressed. And then we are closed the following Saturday for Memorial Day.
Do you know what? I love asking these questions because you ladies, like, you suggest such interesting things. Well, interesting, and like I go, oh, well, maybe we should try that. Because they're saying one item for a bigger discount, and then Shirley up here was like maybe a monthly sale.
Did you answer Mabel's question?
Yeah, Mabel, I was holding this up. It's Exquisite Thread by Dime, and they make beautiful stuff. And like, if you, if there's something that you want that we don't have in the store, I'll always give you a discount on that. Just to like, thank you for asking us and trying to give us business. And then, it's a thank you for waiting because then I have to order it for you. So if there's ever anything you want, if there's ever anything you see online, we'll get that for you too. So, and we'll always reward you with a little discount too. So definitely ask us.
Do a food truck Friday once a month. We should go over and be like, how about discounts for our people once a month?
Yeah.
At Walk and Roll.
That just sounds so funny.
And people can come and get food at the food truck and then have like a walk-through sale.
So do you not like daily deals? Like once a month?
So I think daily deals, and it's funny because the reality is daily deals were really hot for a long time. And not to say that they're not, but like the pace of the daily deals has slowed down. But the reality is that was a really exciting, great idea for a long time. And there's got to be a little burnout from you guys, too. You guys are like, man, another daily deal? Like, I totally get that. But
what am I going to do with all the stuff I buy?
Comment sold. That, like, we got to get rid of stuff.
So we'll do comment sold, and we'll just do something of the month. Okay, we'll talk about that. I like that suggestion. It's something for us to think about for sure. And then my shipping department would only have like you wouldn't be shipping all the time.
It's less about the work, Betty, and more about like
I like the daily
management.
deals.
Yeah, I think daily deals are great.
And it's really weekly deals.
Because we leave them up all week.
Yeah, and I see all this like new fun stuff, and I'm like, ooh, we got to get that. And sometimes it'll just be revisiting stuff too. Like maybe it's time for us to do, we did bobbins again because it was time. Maybe we'll do needles again and some of the basics. Maybe we'll just do like stabilizer this month.
And Miss Gail, your machine is done. I'll take it home with me tonight, and I'll reach out to you to see what's up.
Okay. So although we are just going to give these away next week, we're just going to do just giveaways. If you want to ask, if you want to just give us some suggestions on how we can make A1 a better store for you, that would be great. So I don't know what you're working on this weekend, But I am really excited to work on a whole bunch of stuff. I'm doing some freestanding lace projects that I've been working on in the store. And then this weekend, I'm going to cut everything for Cup of Cheer, and I will post a video. And then our sew along, I was just looking at the calendar. I'm just having trouble finding a spot to begin it, but it might start, I hope you're okay with this, on a Sunday. And if you can join us, great. And if not, then it's just going to be recorded. But I was thinking next week I would start not this Sunday, but the Sunday after. So stabilizer, why don't we do that? So have a great weekend, ladies. Be productive, be creative, make something absolutely incredible. And we'll see you.